Hi, and welcome back to It's a Miracle Beauty. I am coming on to do kind of a different video than I normally would do. I want to kind of talk about what's been going on, where I've been, and some changes that are kind of in the works. So the first thing is to kind of explain, this year, needless to say, for I think vast majority of people, has been a ride. It's been a crazy year. It definitely hasn't been a bad year for me. I've been very blessed that my monetary situation hasn't been affected like so many others, my relationships, everything. I've been really blessed, but it's still created a high amount of anxiety. And one of the things that I don't normally deal with. Okay, sorry for the change in setup. One of my lights actually just started whistling. I have no idea what was going on. But I was just saying that I dealt with a lot of anxiety this year for the first time in a really long time. And so it was just something that I wanted to fix, and I kind of wanted to adjust to and learn how to manage. And one of the things I realized is that something that used to be an escape was makeup. I used to love to go do my makeup when I was stressed out or having a bad day or whatever. And during this time of anxiety, makeup just wasn't doing it for me. It wasn't that it was unhelpful, it just didn't give me the release it had for other situations. So one of the things I started doing while I was going through all of this year is I did start planning. I started budgeting. I've always kept a budget. I've kept a budget since I was 19 when I had my first son. I always did it paycheck by paycheck. I'd budget from the day of my paycheck to the day before my next one, and I always was very meticulous about that. And one of the things I figured out is that I've gotten kind of lax in the last couple years, and it wasn't a point of causing like financial hardship, and it wasn't a point of, but it would be like, oh, I forgot that bill, and I'd have to jumble to make sure I had that bill, or I would have just enough to get through, and I wasn't building a savings, and I wasn't paying off debt the way I really wanted to do. So one of the things during this time period, especially I was off work from about, started off work from March to June when our state shut down, but then I didn't go back to work full time until October. And during that time frame, money was less. We weren't like in dire straits, but we definitely had less. And trying to jumble and remember everything, I just got where I needed to have a paper budget again, which is probably the first time I would say maybe in 5 to 10 years I've had a paper budget. I always just kept my due dates in my phone. Every payday I'd go pay them and move on. So in that process, I did discover a couple things that I really enjoy, and I am doing a version of Dave Ramsey. It's not his program, but it's definitely inspired by him, I would say. I've listened to Dave Ramsey on and off for years. He's definitely not my favorite personality as far as I don't get enjoyment from listening to him. You know, everybody has different sound aesthetics, and his don't do it for me, but I found other ones who kind of regurgitate what he says and add their own bit of spice to it as well, and that's really helped me a lot. It's helped me in the last 2 months that I started sinking funds, I started cash envelopes, and I really just had a change in my budget, and I had savings for the first time in I don't know how long. And so it's something that has just inspired me to kind of do some changes on my channel. I definitely am still going to do makeup reviews. I definitely would still want to do boxes and things that have to do with makeup, but I do want to kind of be more of a lifestyle channel. I would like to do budgeting videos. I would like to do cash stuffing envelopes. I would do things that I think some of my audience would appreciate and enjoy and maybe even learn something from. And then there's going to be others that are going to say, no, that's not for me. And I just want to give a kind of a heads up and just say, you know, this is where it's going. And I respect if that's not the channel for you and that's not something you want to be subscribed to. I completely understand and respect it. There's so many channels over the years that have changed formats and it just wasn't for me. And then there's other ones that it was for me before and it was for me after. And I respect your decision either way. I would love it if you'd stay along for the ride and check out my first couple of new videos. I probably will be posting a few of the newer style in the short term and then kind of blend some makeup or beauty related within there. One of the things I have been successful, especially in November, but even in September. October was an off month, but September and October, I stuck to my no-buy very severely. In fact, November, I have not bought one beauty product the entire month other than I had a gift card. I did not pay anything. And in September, I only used my set budget that I have. I think my budget, I don't even know now because it's been so long, but I think my budget was $55. I didn't plan to spend anything this month, so that's why I can't think of it. But in October, I definitely blew it to the wayside. Ulta had 10 points for palettes, and I bought a bunch of palettes I kind of had been eyeing and wanting, went way over my budget. And that was actually one of the things that spurned this change, is that knee-jerk reaction to get those points, which financially it didn't hurt me, and it even makeup-wise kind of helped me because I ended up getting about $125 in free makeup for what I spent. That was I think I spent $200 to get $125 free, not in one transaction, but total. That was one of the things that kind of made me sit back and evaluate my expenses, because I had set this no buy. Did fantastic, only spent $40 in September, and then October blew the water. So in November, I made the decision not to purchase anything beauty related. There's nothing that I need. I have backups of anything I could need to run out of. And it's really been awesome, because even in October, I've been going through products, and I've been going through, like, I recently finished my Fenty lotion. I do have a review coming on that line. I recently finished more of my First Aid beauty lotions. Like, I've been going through and meticulously using something till it's gone, versus using 10 different things, or when the newest item comes in, going to use that. So it's definitely been beneficial for me. So I'm gonna be more of a financial minded beauty channel, meaning I will be talking budget, I will be talking cash stuffing envelopes, I will be talking budget close downs, no buys, low buys, pan challenges, but I also will do some reviews in there as well. Again, I'm sure this video is way too long for this short little thing, but I kind of just wanted to come on and post a video. I haven't posted one in, I think, a month, which is like weird to me, but I want to kind of give you a heads up, and that way you're not blindsided when you see some of the new videos coming. So if you do stick around, I would appreciate it. If you don't, I completely understand and respect it. But I hope that you and your family had a fantastic Thanksgiving. You are in my thoughts and prayers that you're doing well as far as everything going on in this country right now. And I am in the US, for anybody who doesn't know. It's a little bit crazy here right now between the election ending and COVID, and just the amount of people out of work is just staggering. The food lines are really long here right now. And I think, at least in my adult life, the only thing I can compare to this is the economic decline, which definitely we saw food lines, definitely we saw hunger, we saw things, but not in this rate. And it's just a little unnerving. So I think that it helps me to know that I'm getting my money in the right place, and I'm putting my savings where it needs to be in case something does happen and we do need to have someone off work. We do have that background. So again, I appreciate you watching. If you made it this far, I hope that if that sounds interesting to you, you will subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. If this is something you look forward to, we will like and share, and I hope I see you again soon.